President Recep Tayyip Erdogan left the Turkish house on Tuesday, making his way to the United Nations General Assembly for what would be one of his most forceful speeches to date. This marks his 15th time addressing world leaders here in New York. And this year, his focus was clear: Gaza and Palestine. Erdogan condemned what he called a campaign of mass extermination by Israel. Holding up photographs of starving Palestinians, he said Gaza was not a battlefield, but a place where civilians were being massacred.
There is no war in Gaza. There are not two sides in Gaza. In Gaza, on one side there is an army with the most modern and lethal weapons, and on the other side there are innocent civilians, innocent children. This is not a fight against terror. It is an occupation, expulsion, genocide, or more accurately, a policy of mass slaughter.
He said more than 65,000 civilians have been killed, including 20,000 children, and accused Israel of using hunger as a weapon. Erdogan also condemned the killing of 250 journalists and hundreds of aid workers, including 326 UN staff.
İnsanlar öldürülmüyor.
The ongoing situation in Gaza is unacceptable and must come to an immediate end. We call for an urgent ceasefire and insist that humanitarian aid be allowed with uninterrupted access to those in desperate need. Those responsible for the atrocities in Gaza must be held accountable under international law. Justice must be served without any delay.
President Erdogan also repeated a slogan he has been championing for over a decade, a call for UN Security Council reform, arguing that no handful of nations should decide the fate of millions.
We fully support Secretary-General Guterres' United Nations 80 initiative, launched with the aim of making the organization more effective and efficient. I hope it will succeed as a process that will further strengthen all activities of the United Nations.
After his speech, President Erdogan met with the United Nations chief, warning that Israel's assault threatens regional and global stability. He urged world leaders to increase pressure on Israel to allow aid into Gaza and protect civilians on the ground. Later, President Erdogan joined a regional meeting on Gaza with US President Donald Trump and leaders from key Arab and Muslim nations, a gathering he later described as both productive and pleasant. Beyond Gaza, President Erdogan spoke about other global challenges, from Ukraine and Syria's rebuilding to normalization with Armenia and peace in South Asia. Erdogan's day here in New York was packed with diplomacy, from his powerful speech at the General Assembly to meetings with key leaders behind closed doors. By placing Gaza at the very heart of his address, the Turkish president challenged world leaders to act, not just to speak, on one of the most devastating humanitarian crises of our time. Jaffar Hasnain, TRT World, UN Headquarters, New York.